Welcome to Draw My Life, a Crohn's disease special. Let's fast forward to 2004. That's me. Wait, no. That's me. I was a bit bigger in my teens, and I went to university and was absolutely petrified of starting. However, when I got there, I met the most amazing group of people, and they became my bestest friends. During university, I started to lose weight. I assumed it was the student lifestyle I was living, spending most of my money on drink and cigarettes and dancing the night away at the student union, which kind of left me less money to use on things like important stuff, such as food. And I kind of guessed that was the reason why I started to lose weight. Before I knew it, I'd lost about 60 pounds by the end of university. After I graduated, I was a little bit stressed out. I had my heart broken a few times, I threw myself into work, and I also bought my very first house, although this was also very stressful. I noticed that I was continuing to lose weight even though I was eating like a horse. And then I started getting really bad abdominal pains and, well, kind of other embarrassing symptoms. I won't go into detail. It got so painful that it actually hurt to digest food, which really put me off eating, which is very unlike me, as I usually love to eat. Eventually I noticed a weird pain in my hip, which was so bad that I had to walk with a stick. My parents were very concerned and made me move back in with them. I really didn't want to go to the doctors, but my mum made me go. She kind of looks really angry here, but actually I think she was just more worried about me than anything else. I ended up having various tests such as MRI scans, CT scans, blood test, colonoscopy, ultrasound. My favourite was the MRI scan, as the rhythmic sound was so relaxing. I had to have blood transfusions because I'd lost a lot of blood, and they also gave me lots of fluids because I was so dehydrated. They ended up diagnosing me with Crohn's disease, and they gave me loads of antibiotics and azathioprine and steroids called prednisolone. There were a lot of pills. They also wanted to rest my bowel while it healed a bit, so they gave me this weird stuff called modulin. It was disgusting, even though it was made by Nestle. I tried adding Crusher to make it taste less horrible, but it didn't work. After a while I was allowed to go back home, so I went to stay with Mum and Dad for a while, and I was very, very pleased. I had to carry on eating the modulin stuff, but eventually I did start eating food again, and it was great until I started getting the pains again. Oh no, not again. So off I went back to hospital for more tests. One day while I was in hospital, my dad was visiting during visiting hours, cheering me up and making me laugh as usual. My gastroenterologist came in with some bad news. He told me that my bowel had perforated and that they'd have to operate. I was devastated. Now this is a normal bowel. You've got your small intestine and then your large intestine and rectum. However, during my surgery, they gave me an ileostomy, removed 2 sections of my large intestine, and gave me a second stoma for the transverse bowel to expel any mucus. They're Stan and Colin. At first it was difficult to deal with, but my parents had bought me an iPhone whilst in hospital, and I was able to go online and research all about it. Eventually I came to terms with it all and even started to gain weight, although perhaps not the best way to gain weight. However, I was still happy. Aside from finally gaining weight, I was also able to reduce the amount of medication I was on, so no more steroids, yay! Reduce my azathioprine, and now I just take iron tablets and B12 injections. As time went on and my recovery got better and better, I realised that I had no more pain. I moved back to my own house, went back to work, and I also decided to share my story through YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, even Instagram. And I also started my website, Thaila in the Skye. I guess the moral of the story is, even though you might be scared and confused, don't suffer in silence because you will soon realise there is a whole community out there who can help and support you. I am so lucky to have such an amazing support structure, so thank you to every single one of you.